week 4 of the fantasy basketball season on its way. But here's a few forwards I would trade away this week and sell off. The first one's Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler, I think this season it's going to be a tough one with him. And we're already seeing the problems with him with the injuries or COVID-related stuff. But anyway, Butler, he's had the ankle problem this season. They're going to be out a week, all of these guys, with the COVID stuff now too. So Jimmy Butler on the year, his average is 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5.3 assists, and a nice 2.2 steals, but he's not going to play a week. The injuries have been a problem for Butler, and I think last season that crazy run to the finals for the Heat took a lot out of him. He took a beating, especially in a couple of those games where he had monster games in the finals, and I don't know if he's recovered 100%, and now we're getting the virus. Jimmy Butler, he could be even weaker after this, and it might take him longer to recover. So Jimmy Butler, he's a player I would sell. Obviously, you're not just going to dump him to get anything, but right now with the protocols and the injuries, I don't think I would want to wait for him. And if the right deal's out there for Butler, you go out there and make it. The next guy is Jerami Grant of the Detroit Pistons, and Grant, he's been a huge surprise this season for the Pistons and fantasy basketball owners with great stats so far this year. 25 points a game, 6.2 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 1.2 blocks even, and a 2.7 threes per game, 86% from the line and 46 from the field. So he's ranked number 19 in 9 category leagues, is Jerami Grant. But last season he only averaged 12 points a game. I know they had Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Porter as main scorers there, but I don't see Grant finishing the season with 25 points. I think maybe 18 to 20 is possible, but right now he's playing lights out. His value's at an all-time high and at its peak, and if you could get decent player for him, or a player who's a star and was drafted in the first 2 or 3 rounds and just underperforming, that's a deal I would make, because I don't think Grant, he's going to keep this up, because this is a crazy usage rate and a crazy amount of points for him, because his career high, I think, was last season with 12, and to jump to 25, I don't think that's sustainable. So Jerami Grant, in the right deal, I would sell him off. The next forward's Larry Nance Jr. of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Nance Jr., he's playing huge minutes this season, especially with Kevin Love out. But right now, I don't think his stats are all that great, even though he's ranked number 17th in seasonal rank in 9 cat leagues, is Nance Jr. And his averages, they're not that eye-popping, in my opinion. 10 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.5 steals, half a block a game, 1.6 threes made. But this guy, he hurts you at the foul line, 57%. His field goal is pretty good, though, 52. But he's not really going to hit many threes. His scoring per game is only going to be 8 to 10 points. He'll give you a couple other categories, and the steals are what's just keeping him up there. Last season, he averaged 1 a game. This year, 2.5. I don't know if he sustains it, but him to be ranked number 17 overall, managers, they could use that to their advantage, because some of his game logs, they're not that impressive for Nance Jr. They're decent, but they're nothing like, wow, this guy is doing so great that he should be ranked number 17th. So Larry Nance right now, you use that ranking to your advantage and you sell him off and try to get a player you want, or a player who's drafted way early in drafts and he's just struggling now. The next forward I would trade is Gordon Hayward of the Charlotte Hornets. I think this is the 3rd week in a row I've had Hayward on the sell list. And Hayward, he's playing great, no doubt about it. He's ranked 11th this season in 9 cat leagues, 22.5 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.4 steals, 2.1 threes, 93% from the line, and 50% from the field. So Hayward, it looks like he's finally just about 100% after that devastating injury 2 or 3 seasons ago on Boston. And right now, he's the main man there in Charlotte. He's been very consistent. He's been playing all the games. But this guy, with the injury concerns, that could be a problem for him. But explosiveness, it looks there and everything. But Hayward, he's a player I think I could sell high right now, especially ranked number 11th overall. And you could get a good 2-for-1 deal, get 2 guys for him, or him and a small guy for a big guy like an Anthony Davis or a Harden or something. Because I don't think he's going to sustain these stats. It's a great season so far for Hayward. He got the big contract. He's living up to it. But I don't know if he's going to last the whole season at this elite level or even play with his injury history. And the fifth and final forward I would trade off is Raquan Holmes of the Sacramento Kings. Raquan Holmes, he's playing really good this season. 13 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 1 steal a game, a block and a half a game, 82% from the line and 67% from the field. So Holmes, his field goal percentage is amazing. The 13-7 is great averages, and he's ranked 25th in 9-cat leagues. But he's another guy, I don't think he's going to sustain it over there in Sacramento. Once Buddy Hield and Fox really get things going, his numbers are going to drop. He'll be a guy that'll be inconsistent, and this season he's putting up numbers, no doubt, but I just think he's not going to be consistent each and every week is Raquan Holmes, and there's going to be some bad games along the way. So right now, just as the Hayward thing, I would use the number 25 ranked player title for him and sell him off at a high point, because I don't think his value will go up from here. It'll drop if anything. So that's a few forwards I would sell high this week in week 4 of the fantasy basketball season.